Okay, let's get started with Canon in D. We will just work on the first line. As you can see, it's left hand only, which makes it really easy. We'll start with your first finger, and then we're going to stretch down with your third finger on A for the second note. It goes like this. 1, 3, and then scrunch your thumb in to get to that B. 1, and then third finger on your F sharp. Don't forget the sharp. 3, and then second finger. 5, 2, and 1. Let's try that one more time. 1, 3, 1, 3 on the sharp. 2, 5, 2, 1. Now you give it a go. All right, that was easy. Let's go to the next line. We're going to stay working on the left hand for just a minute. To do the next line, you'll want to put your third finger on that same D that we started with on line 1. But this time, we're going to stretch out our hand to make an octave on A. Okay, let's try just the first measure. It goes like this. 3, 1, 5. Like that. Now here's the tricky part. You'll have to lift your hand and move it down to make an F sharp octave for the next measure. So here's how it goes. 3, 1, 5, then lift. 3, 1, 5, like that. Now you try it. Great. The next measure is really similar. So after you're done with your F sharp measure on measure 2 of the second line, you're going to lift again and go down to D here for measure 3. 3, 1, 5. I like this fingering because it's simple and it repeats. Let's try all 3 measures together. 3, 1, 5, lift. 3, 1, 5, lift. 3, 1, 5. Now you do it. Great. The last measure is a little bit different, so you'll have to jump your hand again to put your 5th finger on that G for the 4th measure. And here's what the fingering will be. 5, 2 on the D, 1, and 4 on the A. 5, 2, 1, 4. Just try that measure. Great. Let's put the whole thing together. This is the whole line. 3, 1, 5, lift. 3, 1, 5, lift. 3, 1, 5, lift to your 5th finger. 5, 2, 1, 4. Try that now. Okay, while we're still here, let's work on the right hand. You'll put your 5th finger up here on F sharp. Let's try the first little bit. 5, 4, 3. Don't forget the sharp here on C sharp right here. Let's just do those 4 so you don't forget these 2 sharps. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you do it. Okay, let's keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you'll cross your 2nd finger over, 2, and then back for the B, and then another C sharp right here. Did you notice how I had to cross over? It's okay to let these fingers be in the air for just a second while you do your 2nd finger and then back. Because otherwise, this is kind of a stretchy way to do your fingering. If you lift your 5th finger, it's okay to do that. And then you can just return your hand right back to the correct hand position. Why don't you try it? Great. Let's try this whole line hands together. Fifth finger on F sharp and left hand, third finger on your D. Here we go. Lift your left. Lift again. Why don't you try that now? Stop the lesson if you need to and practice that a few times. Then you can resume the lesson when you're ready to continue. Okay, let's look at line 3. Now the left hand is easy because it's the same as line 2. Did you notice? Great. So let's do the right hand. We're going to start the right hand back up in the same spot as we had on line 2, with your fifth finger on F sharp and your third finger on D. Let's get started. There's a tricky fingering bit that we're going to do at the end of measure 2, so watch out. Here it goes. That's pretty easy. Now the next part, we're actually going to take our second and fourth fingers and cross them over your thumb. That's a little bit tricky, so let me show it to you again. Here, and then lift your third finger. You can keep your thumb down if you want to, or if you can, but if not, that's okay. Just start with fourth finger and second finger right here on the C sharp and the A. Why don't you try that? Let's do the whole line now. Be careful here, and then did you notice in measure 3? Here's measure 3. And then lift your thumb to get to that F sharp right there, and then you'll replace it back for measure 4. You try it. All right. Here's line 3. Let's go really slow to start. Remember to lift your left hand. Cross over your right hand 2 and 4. Lift your right hand thumb. Now you try it. All right, let's start line 4. The left hand is pretty similar to what we've had before, but there's a few extra notes, so see if you can follow along. Put your left hand right here in the same position as we've had before. Let's start with our third finger. 3, 1, 5. Now here's the extra part. Put your thumb here, your first finger, on E for this next note. It'll set you up for what's coming up next. Here's how it goes. 3, 1, 5, 1, then your third finger right where it goes next. This should be familiar. 3, 1, 5, another 1 right here. 1, 3, 1, 5, 2, and then jump right here, or you can see if you can make it, but probably it's best to jump. 5, 2, 1, 4. There you go. Why don't you try it now? Try playing it with me this time. Get your third finger ready on that D. 3, 1, 5, 1, 3, 1, 5. Don't forget the sharp. 1, 3, 1, 5, 2, lift, 5, 2, 1, 4. You try it on your own. Awesome. Let's take a look at the right hand for line 4. It starts to get really tricky here, so we're just going to work on it in 2 measure sections. We'll start with your 4th and 2nd finger on F sharp and D, and then put your 1st finger on that C sharp right there. Here's how the first measure goes. Why don't you give that a go? Awesome. Here's one tip. Make sure that you keep your 4th finger down for that half note on the first note while your 1st and 2nd fingers go from the D to the C sharp. Listen. It really will give your song a nice sound if you can do that. Now you try it. Don't forget to stop the video if you need a little extra practice. Okay, let's keep going. Here's where we started. Now for the next measure, we'll take your 1st finger and move it down to this B right here. So you can place 2nd and 1st finger on the B and D. And then stretch your 3rd finger up to this F sharp. And then 4th finger way up here on A. Here's how both measures sound together. It's a stretch, but I know you can do it. Try both measures together. Awesome. Okay, let's move to the next part. We're going to start with our 5th finger on B right here. This is actually the pickup to measure 3. Now, this is the first of the tricky parts. Here it goes. You're going to have your 5th finger right here, and then trust me, you can do it. Jump down like this with your 5th finger on G and your 1st finger on B. Try that. Awesome. Let's keep going. So 5th finger on B, and then jump down right here, B and G with your 1st and 5th finger. Let's keep going. 4th on the F sharp, E, G, then jump again right here with your 1st finger on A and your 5th finger on the F sharp. Like this, and then continue down your scale. 4th finger, 3rd finger, 2nd finger. Here's how that measure sounds with that pickup note. You try it. Awesome. Now let's learn that last measure, then we'll put the whole thing together. We came from right here. Now we have to jump our hand again to get our 3rd finger on B and our 1st finger on that G. Here's the 4th measure. 3 and 1, 2, 3, 5, then jump your thumb down to reach that E, and then 4th finger for that F sharp. Don't forget the sharp. Now you try that. Awesome. The last 2 measures with the pickup will sound like this. 5th finger starting on the B. Jump. Jump again, 3 and 1. Now it's your turn. Sounding good. Let's do this whole line with the right hand. 4th finger on that F sharp, 2nd finger on the D. 1st and 2nd finger here. Stretch 3rd, stretch 4th and 1st finger on the C sharp. Jump. Jump again. Jump. Don't forget the C sharp. All right, now it's your turn. Awesome. Are you ready for the whole line, hands together? Get ready. Let's put your right hand in the right position and your left hand as well on that D, with your hand extended with an A octave. Now it's your turn. Way to go! Ready for the next line? Let's get started. The left hand is the same as what we had just in the previous line that we practiced, so we're going to start with the right hand. Put your fifth finger up here on A. This is kind of a new hand position. Fifth finger on A. Now we'll just do one measure at a time because there's a lot of notes for each measure. Here we go. 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Now stretch your octave down for your first finger. 1, 2, 3 on the C sharp, then cross your thumb under, your first finger under to get to D. 1, 2, 3 on the F sharp, and then G. Here's how it sounds all together. 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you try that? All right, let's do the next measure now. Let's put your hand right where we ended off from the first measure. The second measure starts with your third finger on that F sharp. Here we go. There's a big jump coming, so watch out. 3, 1, 2, 3. Here's the jump. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Here's how it sounds all together. Now you give that a try. Awesome. Let's do both measures put together. 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, jump, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Can you do that all together? Why don't you give it a try? Excellent. Let's start measure 3. Here's where we left off with our hand position. We're going to start with that third finger right here. Here's how it goes. 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then put your third finger right here on this F sharp. That's an important switch so that you can make the next few notes happen right. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, try that. Awesome. I'm going to start on measure 3, but keep going to measure 4, so look out. 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Can you try that? You're doing awesome! Here's what the last 4 measures sound like all together. Start with your fifth finger up here on that A. Can you try it? All right, that was fantastic. Let's try it hands together. Here is your hand position. Can you try it? Excellent. Let's work on the next line. The left hand is the same again. Woohoo! Let's try working on the right hand. Second finger on F sharp, fourth finger on the A. Then as we continue up, there will be some different fingerings, but first we have to play this 3 times. Dotted half, eighth, eighth, then we'll do your third and fifth finger right here on the G and right here on the B. Then back to your fourth and second, then first and third on E and G. Try just that measure. Awesome. I'm going to start on that first measure again so you can see how we transition to the next measure. So fourth and second finger here again. 3 and 5, 4 and 2, 1 and 3, then you'll cross over 4 and 2 to make it here on the D and the F sharp for measure 2. And then here's how measure 2 goes. 5 and 3, 4 and 2, don't forget your C sharp here. Just try that much. You're doing great. I'm going to start on measure 2 to continue on to measure 3 so that we can see how we transition into that third measure. Here's measure 2 on the F sharp and the D. 4 and 2, 5 and 3, 4 and 2, 1 and 3. Now you're going to have to jump to make it down here with your fifth and third finger on D and on B. Now here's measure 3. 2 and 5, 2 and 1. Don't forget that F sharp. Like this. Now it's your turn. Awesome. Let's do the last measure now. Measure 4. Did you notice that? That's not a C sharp because we have that natural, don't forget. First finger on G, fifth finger on D. 4, 3, 4. Then you'll lift your fourth finger up because now it's a sharp on that C sharp. And then your second finger will continue with that A underneath. Here's how measure 4 sounds. Now it's your turn. All right, here's the whole line put together. You're doing such a great job. Here we go. Second finger on F sharp, fourth finger on the A. Crossover. Jump. Natural. Now you try it. You're doing a great job. Now let's put the whole line hands together. Your right hand will be on that F sharp and the A with second and fourth finger, and the left hand will have third finger on the D with your octave right here with first and fifth finger. Now it's your turn. Awesome! Let's look at this last line now. The left hand is similar to what we had on the very first line, just half notes. Let's try it. First finger on D right here. 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 5, 2, 1, and then our very last note we'll have to lift our left hand and come up here and play both Ds. You try it. Excellent. Let's work on the right hand. Put your first finger here on that F sharp, and then your fifth finger on that D. Not yet, but we'll be ready for it for the next chord. 1, 1 and 5, 4 and 1, and then for the next chord you'll lift your hand and do first finger and fifth finger on the D and B. And then fourth finger here for the next chord, and then first finger on that C sharp. Then you'll lift your hand just a little to get your second finger on that G. And then you'll continue with the G and then first and fifth, third finger on the A, first and fifth finger here, and then first and fourth finger here, and then jump down for the last chord right here on A and F sharp. Here's how the whole line sounds with the right hand. Now you give it a go. You're doing so good. Let's put hands together now. Put your right hand first finger on that F sharp and the left hand down here for the D. Now you try it. If you don't know what that squiggly line means on the last chord, it just means to roll the chord. I'll show you what it means. Instead of playing the chord all together like this, you're going to play each one of them starting from the bottom. But quickly. And you hold the notes down as you do it. You try that. Great. Are you ready for the whole song? Let's do it.